Coach DeBoer?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach DeBoer and I coached together at a previous stop, and I've always known that. He's down to earth, but he's a little more feisty than some people might think. And I think he's direct and to the point, and I think the kids appreciate that. And if you're the last to leave the building, he's probably still sitting in his office.
He's the first one always in the coach's box. You ever give him a hard time about that?
We absolutely do give him a hard time about that. It's unbelievable. He should pack a lunch when he goes up there.
When you look at App State, how does their talent level compare to what y'all saw in Michigan 9 years ago?
Oh, I think I'm talking about their offense now. I think they're done a great job. Lamb, their quarterback, is an outstanding player, and Cox, you're talking about kids gained 4,000 yards. Got an experienced offensive line led by Collins. I think probably if you look back at that game, they had some legit. I think they had an Olympic sprinter on as a wideout that year. So maybe if you compared the two, but this is a really dynamic offense that we got our hands full.
Steve, have you brought that game up to any players, and you had said you wanted to make sure they were ready for this team? Is this something did you bring up?
Just in passing, I have not sensed that it need to be brought up. I think we're very mature and focused defense right now, and so I'm sure it'll be brought up between now and game time. But I think at this point we're really locked in.
Steve, did you sense that back in 07 that maybe y'all took them a little lightly?
Yeah, we did. I think so. Yeah, I think we were looking at press clippings back that year.
Steve, did Alexis look like a guy that hadn't been around the program or around football in 6 months? He did?
Absolutely, yeah. As would be the case with anybody that has set out of football that long. So, for him, he was a little frustrated there down practice, and I said, how many days have you been out here? Like 6 or 8. So you can't expect miracles.
Is it possible to rotate 7 guys at defensive end? Are you guys going to try that tomorrow or Thursday and see if
I'll talk to you Friday.
Coach, you probably talked about this already, but how ready are your guys to hit somebody else?
Yeah, I think they're really ready to hit somebody else. I think starting with Barnett, he's one of those guys like, man, he just comes up and says, Coach, I got to go hit somebody else. So, but we're excited about playing a game, and I think what'll be nice to get a routine. This being a Thursday game is unusual, and so we're, just trying to stay focused on the format.
Mike Kell's a guy that's playing in a red shirt, but what have you kind of seen from him, first couple weeks of camp that he's been here?
Another young man, came late, so I think he's on a journey and a work in progress, but I think he's got exceptional snap. We have to get his weight up. He's been up in the past. He's down right now, but getting his weight up. But he's got what we term snap in football, which means he's got some really explosive fibers in him.
Steve, we asked you a lot about Kahlil and Shai and Alexis, and what Kendall and Danny maybe your starters. What about those guys? They just keep plugging along and
they're grinders. You're talking about Vic and OB, and Kahlil's kind of joining that club, which I'm really excited about. Kahlil's done a great job with his body weight, and now he's able to play more snaps. I think he's able to play with a little more mental toughness, where he's being physical at a longer time rate. And I think that's a group of just plugging away, and we'll get a lot of good football out of them.
Coach Jones talked about his leverage. Has it gotten better?
Yes, it
over
has.
The last couple of weeks.
Obviously, point of emphasis for us, but leverage and controlling his weight, stamina, those type of things have always. And he's a very intelligent young man. He knows that, and so it's something we address every day.